Yeah, gay wine weekend, 3 days of gay and wine country is what I call it. And it really is about, I always say gay wine weekend is really about community and connection. And something that we need more than ever right now here in
Yeah.
parts of the country.
Yes.
And, it really is bringing community from all over the country. And it's about opening up the wine industry to the LGBT community just as much as it's opening up the region to our community.
You're listening to Queer Travel Chat by Two Bad Tourists. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Queer Travel Chat. My name is Austin. I'm one half of the blogger duo Two Bad Tourists, and joining me right there is David.
Hi, I am here too. Happy to be recording another podcast, this time about wine.
Yes, one of our favorite things ever. What are we on? Episode 3, right? Season 4?
Yeah, we're going really slow this season. But before we get into our episode, what have we been up to? What's been going on since our last recording? What did we record last time? What was it the topic? Oh, ayahuasca?
Oh, the ayahuasca
Yeah.
Costa Rica retreat.
So since then, we had our friend Dan visiting from London.
Yep. We did not do ayahuasca when he was here.
Oh, that would have been fun though.
Yeah.
It was a pretty tame weekend, but we did do a day trip to Toledo.
Yeah. Toledo is like the former imperial capital of Spain, like what, 400 years ago?
Yeah,
It's about
exactly.
like an hour away by bus.
Yeah, definitely a good day trip. We kept it pretty simple. We went, okay, we didn't plan anything ahead of time. We got to the Two Bad Tourist name. We stuck to a
Oh,
Two Bad
yeah,
Tourist
yeah.
name.
We like tried to buy the bus tickets, and we actually tried to go to Segovia, and they were all sold out.
So we tried to go to Segovia Saturday morning, the busy,
Right.
like the most popular day to go on a day trip.
Yeah.
Everything was sold out to go to Segovia. So then we tried to do Toledo, and it's February, so it's not like it's really busy season. But then as I was like on the phone with you and my sister and Dan was there, and we were trying to get the tickets to Toledo by train, they were selling out.
They were selling out. There was only like 2, but 3 of us were going, so then we had to like go by bus or something.
So then we went by bus, which is actually still pretty easy. It's only an hour, and we found a really good terrace to have lunch on. Even though you were not having it, you were so impatient about.
No,
lunch.
I wasn't impatient. Listen, we're not going to get into this on the
found.
No, it's good. We found a restaurant. Okay, I was impatient.
You found
and
a
we
place
already
and
ordered a
you-
round of drinks, and we had our name
I
on
know,
the
but
wait
it just
list.
didn't look like a good spot. And then so I was determined to get, because I mean, I've got a list of some good restaurants there, and I just needed 30 minutes.
Yeah, you
And
needed 30 minutes.
Was
But we
it
had already checked like 4 restaurants, all the good ones with good reviews. They were all like sold out because they're all small. You need sold out. They're booked. You need reservations. So we found this one that was just, normal reviews, looked good. And we basically, like, the 3 of us ordered a round of drinks to like sit and wait. And we ordered yours while we had our name on the waiting list. You agreed to that.
Yes.
And then you decided to go and find other places.
Because we do a group trip to Madrid, we'll be doing it again this year in September. And we took our group to Toledo last year, and there was a restaurant we went to that was really good. So I just wanted to check if they had room for us for lunch. They didn't.
They did not.
And then I found a terrace that was it, or was it not worth it?
It was worth it. It was
delicious.
nice. It was delicious. The views were great. It was outside. The weather wasn't too bad. So
we also took while our friend was here, we took him to an Asturian restaurant because it's new with our Devour tour, tapas tour here in Madrid. So I wanted to show you guys. And so Asturias is a place, northern region in Spain, and they have their own, dishes, of course. So
most unique for what, like the drinks, right?
I mean, they're known for their cider, and one of the things that I wanted to go for, it's not part of the tour, but I know that Asturias is really good stew, and their fabada is this like pork and bean stew. So what did you think of the restaurant?
The restaurant, listen, the food was delicious. We got like a 7-course meal. My only complaint was every course was heavier than the next.
Oh my God.
I walked out of there so bloated.
For real.
I didn't even have like dinner the next day because I was still bloated from
so much food. Okay, we definitely over ordered, but it was a good restaurant. If you want to check it out.
None of the quality was really good. Just have 1 or 2 of the dishes, not 7 in a row. My God.
If you want to check it out, you'll have to come on our Tapas, Taverns, and History tour with Devour, and that might be your guide. But it's a good spot. Anyway, today
Yeah, today we're not talking about Spain, nor Toledo, nor Asturias. We are actually speaking with Gary Saperstein, who is the founder of Out in the Vineyard, and he is the man behind Gay Wine Weekend, which is an event in Sonoma this coming July in California, and it blends world-class wine with the LGBT community, and he, of course, is the sponsor of this episode. So thank you, Gary, for being with us today on the
Did
podcast.
you like how I put blends? Like it's
Ooh,
blend
it's like a
wine. Did you
double
get
entendre.
It's a pun.
Isn't
Is
that
it
double entendre? A pun?
alliteration?
No, alliteration
Just
is like
kidding.
pop, pop, pop. Like 3, 2, boom, boom, boom. Ping, pong, boom. Huh?
I
Okay.
know. It's wordplay.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Well, I have some fun facts before we bring Gary on about Sonoma County, because you've never been, right?
I've never been.
And I've never been. And we'll be talking to him about his event, of course, in that region. So Sonoma County has the state's oldest premium winery, Buena Vista, and the longest continuously operating family winery, which is a name I can't pronounce, so you'll just have to look for it.
So, David, why is Sonoma County a good region for wine?
Very much the same reason, like any region is, and including Spain, is because of the terroir. I cannot.
The what?
The terroir.
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 We'll see if Gary knows how to.
Terroir. It's a French
Oh,
word.
it's a French word?
It's because same reason why it is for Spain. It's because of the climate. It's because of the soil. So if you've
Gotcha.
got good soil and good climate, you're going to be able to grow grapes that will be perfect for producing your wine. And Sonoma County, like Spain,
Terroir.
it's
No?
I can always say terroir,
Terroir.
but I can't say it in French.
Terroir,
It's
I
too
don't
many
know.
R's.
Yeah, so many R's. Okay. Well, so how many different wine grapes are grown in Sonoma County?
There are about 60 varieties of
Are you like an
wine
expert
grapes.
on Sonoma? Why are we not just interviewing you?
This is all from
These are David's fun facts.
They're from. I'm just including you by prompting you for the questions.
yeah.
But there's about 60 different varieties of grapes that are used to produce wine in Sonoma County. The ones that we'll be familiar with are Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, Cabernet Sauvignon, Zinfandel, Merlot, Sauvignon Blanc, and Syrah.
And what about Franzia in a box?
You can probably get that at Walgreens.
At Costco.
Costco actually.
Costco wouldn't sell Franzia.
CVS.
Yeah. David, can you tell us how many wine regions there are in Sonoma County?
There are about 19 distinct regions, and each have their own distinct characteristics. So depending on the region.
So what, like 17, 18, 19,
Actually, no,
19 and a half?
19.
Exactly 19.
But I did read 18 or 19, but I
Okay.
think 19 is final
Gotcha.
answer. And depending on that region, because of that soil and the climate, it'll give it different characteristics for the wine.
Got it. And since you're such an expert on Sonoma County, how many wines are there in Sonoma County?
Wineries.
Oh. How many wineries are there?
There are 425 wineries. That's a lot.
Oh my God, that's a lot.
Right?
I can't even read an outline.
I know.
David's citing off
There's a
these
ton.
amazing facts.
And to finish off our fun facts.
425
I
wineries?
know, it's a lot.
Oh, you were about to say
Use a
something
bad
else.
word.
Yeah, this is our PG version
I
of the
know, like
podcast,
this is on
isn't it?
Spotify.
Yeah.
And to finish up our fun facts, about 6% of the county is planted. About 6% of Sonoma County is used for vineyards. So that's almost about 63,000 acres of vineyards in Sonoma County. So
Very cool. Well, I'm super excited to talk to an actual wine expert and an actual expert about Sonoma County.
Well, and I got all this from sonomacounty.com, so you can find those facts. But it's fun to look up and share, I think.
Yeah. So, before we bring Gary on, if you like this show, please subscribe to it on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Also, please be sure to leave a 5-star review if you enjoy our episodes, if you enjoy, of course, listening to our show. Plus, if you're watching live on any social media platform, feel free to share the episode with your friends or leave a comment. And as always, you can follow us on social media. We are always at Too Bad Tourists.
All right. Well, why don't we get the real expert on and we'll start talking to Gary.
All right. So we are super excited to have Gary on the podcast today. So Gary, please join us.
Hello. Good morning.
Hi,
Hello.
Gary. Nice to meet
Good
you.
morning.
Nice to meet you. What are you doing over there?
Yeah, I feel like we've been in touch online for years. We've been hearing about your event and all the great things. So I'm so happy to finally have you on the podcast. It's such a cool event to be able to talk about.
Right up our alley.
Likewise. I've been following you guys for years.
Ironically, my mom always thinks like I'm this wine connoisseur, and she would always ask me questions like, "Mom, I don't really know that much about it. I just drink a lot of it."
You can fake it. It's
Yeah.
things you can say. I'll give you some good tips.
Perfect.
Where are we talking to you from? Are you
I
from?
am right here in beautiful Sonoma, California, Sonoma wine country.
Okay, and put that on the map for us, like, what's that? That's near San Francisco-ish?
It is. We are about literally 45 minutes north of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize when I was doing the research for this episode how close Sonoma is to San Francisco, and I was like, "Oh,
Uh-huh.
how perfect for your event focused on the LGBT community and
Okay.
wine." I was like, "Oh, I had no idea."
Exactly,
So you must
exactly.
get a lot of the San Francisco gays coming up for your event.
We do, I absolutely
Sounds
do.
awful.
Horrible.
So easy to get here, whether you wanna come out for just a day outing or you wanna come out for a whole weekend, it's easy access.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Well, I'd love to hear a little bit more about yourself and your background and kinda how you got into this, so tell us a bit.
Yeah. Well, I absolutely it's sort of an accidental thing, really. I was in the hospitality business my whole life. My whole career has been in the restaurant business, and in about 2000, oh, I want to say 7, 8, somewhere right around there. I was sort of losing my passion for the restaurant business, the hours, the days, everything like that. So I was trying to think of like, what else can I do? And at that time, I was starting to really notice an influx of our community coming up to wine country.
Mhm.
And not only that, I was also seeing an influx of our community moving to the wine region.
Okay.
And then I sort of started thinking, but nobody's talking to us up here. And I didn't understand that because really, when you think about it, Mecca, the Castro, is literally 45 minutes, south of wine
I had
country. So I
no
was like,
idea.
why isn't anybody like talking to us? And
Yeah.
that's sort of how the whole idea and concept of out in the vineyard started with
Okay.
just that. And I decided just to take the leap.
Got
And
Were you
fortunately,
living in Sonoma at that moment already then? Were you?
I was, yes. I'm from New York originally, so I'm a New Yorker.
New
I
York.
heard it. I heard it.
There it is.
New Yorker, but I actually am living in Sonoma, made the move to Sonoma literally 30 years ago now.
When you were just 2 years old.
Time yes, I was. Well, 5, but,
Okay.
time is flying, time is flying.
Okay, so help me understand here. So I know we're talking about Gay Wine Weekend, which of course is this awesome event in July, I believe. But what
Mhm.
exactly is out in the vineyard, and what do you guys do when you're not doing a fabulous wine weekend?
Right. Well, Out in the Vineyard is, as I say simply, it's an LGBT tour and event company. So there's two aspects to the business. One is sort of being a concierge to people wanting to plan their wine country vacation.
Okay.
And whether that be I could help you, plan your, transportation, your wining, your dining, hotel stays for your, whether that be you're coming up for one day or you're coming to 3 days or a week, however long in my country. So that's one side of the business. And it's really fun to be able to do that for everybody because being I'd say wine country insider, I can send you to more of the off the beaten places.
Cool.
Definitely.
So, that is one side of what Out in the Vineyard does, and then the other side is the event side, and I do about 4 or 5 different events throughout the course of the year, with, of course, Gay Wine Weekend being the largest event.
Do you have a team working with you, or is this a one-man operation?
Well, let's put it this way, for Gay Wine Weekend, I have a team.
Okay.
Yeah.
The rest of the year, pretty much, it is a one-man operation.
Wow,
Okay.
good
And
for
I'm
you.
able yeah, I'm able to multifaceted, so that's really great. But it's great to work with a team of people. So for Gay Wine Weekend and even Pink Sonoma, one of my other larger events, I do work with sort of a team of people who come on board, work with me for that. They're there for the events, and then volunteers. I am fortunate enough to have people who want to work with us and volunteer to help out to make the events, the success that hopefully they will always be.
Right.
So tell us more about Gay Wine Weekend and what's involved.
Yeah, Gay Wine Weekend, 3 days of gay and wine country is what I call it. And it really is about, I always say Gay Wine Weekend is really about community and connection. and something that we need more than ever right now here in parts of the country.
Yes.
And, it really is bringing community from all over the country. And it's about opening up the wine industry to the LGBT community just as much as it's opening up the region to our community.
Mhm.
So it sort of has that two facets to it, and it's just a weekend of bringing community together throughout a series of just events throughout the entire weekend, where you not only get to really learn more about the wine, you learn about the region, the lifestyle of that we live here in wine country, and you get to do it all with community and have a really great time.
So what's on the itinerary then exactly? Wine tastings, dinners?
Oh, a few things. I'll give you that quick
Yeah,
rundown.
yeah, come on, lay it
We
out. That's what
have
we're here for.
we have, the weekend starts with a VIP opening reception, which takes place at our host hotel. So we take over a whole hotel, which is really fun to do. And we own the hotel for the weekend.
Awesome.
So there's a VIP wine biz expo that opens up the weekend. Then that's on Friday, July 18th. Then there are a number of winemaker dinners that will take place over the course of Friday evening, simultaneous winemaker dinners that happen that really give you a chance to meet winemakers and also just to start meeting each other for people who just come into town. Then after that, after the winemaker dinners is an after party. So we get a little fun, a little dancing, meet everybody. Then we go into Saturday morning. There are wine tours that go out, simultaneous wine tours that go out throughout the region. It gives you an opportunity also to discover new wines.
Yeah.
And then the signature event of the weekend is what we call the Twilight Tea Dance. And that takes place at our premier Gay Wine Weekend sponsors, amazing, beautiful, iconic estate winery called La Crema. And that is just there's a DJ, disco ball, dancing with surrounding rolling hills and vineyards all around you. It's just a beautiful, stunning setting.
I'm
And then
so
of course, we can't just let the party stop. So there's a Saturday night after party.
Of course.
Of
With your
course.
wine, right?
Absolutely. And then we go into Sunday. Sunday morning, we have a drag queen brunch and wine auction, which that's one of the most important parts of the weekend to me because the wine auction um, is a fundraiser for Face to Face, which is our Sonoma County HIV/AIDS network. And over the course of, this is the 14th annual Gay Wine Weekend, by the way. Over the course of the weekend, over the course of the years now, we've been able to raise about $750,000 for the organization.
amazing.
Um, and that's a lot of fun. So it's a great drag queen brunch and wine auction. And then we're followed by closing, sort of like a chill, I call pool party, pool soiree to close out the weekend.
Is
So
that
we
at the
keep it
hotel?
really busy and entertained and fun and wine and food and wine over the course of 3 days.
Jeez, book the tickets
Yeah,
now,
I
David.
know. So is the pool part do you use like the hotel pool? Is that where that takes place?
We don't. We actually use a, private estate. It really gives
Fabulous.
you yeah, it really gives you a great feel. You feel really VIP because you're going someplace that you can really never go,
Right.
and it's a beautiful estate that a good friend of ours lets us use, and, it's a
Great.
really lovely, lovely way to close out the weekend.
And then the next day you just are recovery mode. So
Total recovery mode, total recovery mode,
You're
absolutely.
taking your 2 cases of wine back home with you, maybe not drinking that for a few days, but
Mhm. You can ship the wine, you can take it back home with you however you want to, but that's sort of what it's all about also. A lot of people who come to Gay Wine Weekend are food and wine lovers and
Right.
love to travel, and they are looking for new wines, joining wine clubs or bringing new wines home with them, and, which is great. That's what I love to do, so it really works for it's a win-win for everybody.
right.
On that note, what if you are not, very knowledgeable on wine?
Doesn't matter at all, doesn't matter at all, because
Perfect.
when you come to wine country, really, it doesn't matter if you're a newbie or whether you're a pro at all. Everybody at a winery knows how to relate to you. and will work with you to help you and guide you, whether you're new or whether you're experienced.
I love it.
Okay, got it. So I heard you were talking about the host hotel. Like, tell me a little bit about like the accommodations. Does everyone stay there? Do people stay at different places? How does that work?
Well, you know how things are these days. Airbnb is pretty big also. So, the hotel, the Lodge at Healdsburg, which is a recently renovated, beautiful hotel. It's a Hilton. So if you have Hilton points, you can use the Hilton points.
Mhm.
But recently renovated, great locations, just about 3/4 of a mile off this town square of in Healdsburg, which is a beautiful region, a beautiful shopping area. Um, and it's what is it? 60 rooms that we have there. That fills up the entire hotel. But a lot of people also, if you're coming with 6 people, 8 people to a group of 10, a lot of people will either, do an Airbnb. Some
Right.
people, especially if they're coming from the Bay Area, they may have friends up there and they stay with friends.
Okay.
But it's great to stay at the host hotel because that's where, the shuttles for the
Right.
wine tours and the tea dance and the pool party
All
all
all the actions
all
there,
there.
right? Yeah.
All the actions right there.
So about like how many people typically attend your event, like all in all?
We have over the course of the weekend, there's between 7 to 800 people come into
Okay. Oh,
town.
wow, that's great.
Yeah,
That's a great number.
And
yeah,
are
it's
they
great. It's sort of in a way it's I know that doesn't sound intimate, but the
doesn't
winemaker dinners, the wine tours are not like a group of 50, 100 people. All the winemaker dinners are about 25 people. All the wine tours are just like 15 to 18
Okay.
people. The tea dance, of course, is the largest. That is like
That's where
the
you see everyone kind of come together and okay.
everyone
so
comes
for
together
those
at the Twilight
those
Tea
tours, do
Dance.
they just have to reserve them in advance?
You can reserve in advance. The tea dance, you can also typically, get tickets at the door, because it's a huge space. I mean, the space can actually accommodate almost like 1,000 people, and
Nice.
we're like 700. So, we can still take walk-ins at the door. But right now, as of to there are VIP Magnum passes and party passes on sale. And then actually in just about another 2 weeks, everything goes on sale à la carte. All the winemaker dinners, the wine tours, the twilight tea dance, the brunch, the pool party, everything starts to just go on sale.
Okay. And what's the like what do the attendees kind of like breakdown look like? Do you get is it all the gays? Do you get like a lot of allies? Like how does that
Or
kind
do
of
you
pan
have to
out?
be
Do
Yeah,
you
LGBTQ?
have to be are you
no,
are you
You have
stopped at
to
the
show
door
your
if you're not
card.
gay?
no, no, no. Oh, never. More than ever, we need our allies. No
Exactly,
way.
right.
No, it's really, I say to everybody, I really try to get across that it's open to everybody. And
Mm,
we want our allies there.
Right.
We need that more than ever right now. Also, this year, I'm actually doing an all women X dinner, winemaker dinner.
oh,
Amazing.
cool.
That's going to be wonderful. It's Silver Oak Winery, and yeah. So really excited at being able to do that. We're doing an all plant based dinner. One of the winemaker dinners is a vegan winemaker dinner. So
Very kind.
really, it's about really reaching out to everybody.
I'm
Don't want
sure
to
you
leave anybody out.
I'm sure you go kind of crazy the entire weekend planning and
Mm.
participating, but like you personally, what's like if you had to choose one event or one activity throughout the whole weekend, what's your personal favorite?
Oh, well, for me, it definitely is eh, the Twilight Tea Dance
Yeah.
because that's just I always try and take a moment in the busy craziness of the weekend for me at the Twilight Tea Dance is where I always remind myself at some point, stop,
Yeah.
look around,
Yeah.
and see what you have created, but also it just look at our community together, and that means the world to me to be able to do that.
And I'm glad that you
Yeah.
do. Yeah, I think we forget to do that a lot when you're,
To sit and
Oh,
busy.
you
reflect
have
and
Yeah,
to.
in charge
You
of
uh,
it.
have you have to, every once in a while stop, right? We all lead busy lives. And to be able to take that moment to stop and look at something that you're a part of or that you created, whatever that may be, is really important because it makes it all worthwhile. It
Yeah,
makes it
to know that you
worthwhile to know that you are part of that.
yeah, and you brought those people together, and especially doing this for the queer community, I think that is, yeah, something that it is a good idea. I think we have to do that
Mhm.
ourselves more often. often for our own events.
Yeah, right.
There you
Uh,
go. Those are my words of wisdom for you.
yeah, no, it's good. I'm taking that in.
Um,
Well, you mentioned that out in the vineyard, you organize, of course, many events throughout the year. Do you ever do weddings? I'm curious for the queer community.
I don't.
It
I
just feels like
don't.
it
I
would
tend
fit
to
right in
stay
there.
away from weddings. I will when pe if people some here and there, people do ask me, but I refer them to others
Gotcha.
Okay.
for weddings. So if anybody out there, you wanna get married, I'll help you where I can, but usually it's in referring you to other people who are
I'm sure you have.
wedding planners, who wedding extraordinaire.
Right, right.
I know wine.
Yeah, you're the wine guy.
And Gay Wine Weekend supports face to face. Can you tell us again what about the organization?
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to. Face to Face has been in existence in Sonoma County. That started up in Russian River in the Guerneville region in 1983. And that was at the time of just the beginning of the AIDS crisis. And that's where a lot of gay men would leave San Francisco to go up to the tranquility of the region, basically to live out the remainder of their days, because we all know at that time there was no cure or anything, no one was talking about it. And it was really a group of women who saw that there was a need to help these guys live the rest of their days with dignity.
Wow.
And that's how Face to Face was born. And so it has evolved over the course of its 43 years in existence now, where it does, everything does revolve around sort of HIV as the umbrella,
Mm.
but of course, fortunately, with a lot of progresses that have been made over the course of the last 20 years, now there's work in harm reduction, care, providing housing for people living with HIV/AIDS,
Gotcha.
benefit counseling, mental health, so there's really so much more that the organization does, but it really is about meeting people where they are and leading with love to help them live their best lives.
I love that.
I
That's
love that
great.
too.
Yeah,
You have
we're
like such a great event. I mean, obviously you've already sold us on it. We're wine lovers, but to be able to support like such a great organization, but one that has like such a like impactful history on our
Mhm.
community and like I mean even just like globally, like that's wow, that's
Yeah, it's really great. I mean, every event that Out in the Vineyard does has a philanthropic arm to it.
Mm.
So I always believe in giving back. That's so important to me. That my Pink Sonoma event benefits Positive Images, which supports LGBTQ youth in Sonoma County. Again, really important to be able to support that. So it's really great to be able to work with other organizations while we're having a good time, while we're having fun, but know that at the same time we're giving back is so important to me.
I love that.
100% agree. Okay, so we've talked all about the event. It sounds like a fabulous event, but of course it's in Sonoma. David and I have never been. Like, what would you tell someone about Sonoma? Like, what can we expect? What's the city like? What's the
Mm.
region like?
Well, I mean, of course, Sonoma County is a very large county. That's the first thing I always tell people, because people will always say to me a lot of times, "Oh, we want to go to this winery, that's over here, and we want to go to this, and then go to this winery." And I'm like, "Oh, those two wineries are about an hour apart. That's not going to work out."
Okay,
So it's a large county. So really, it's about when you're coming here, focus on one part of Sonoma County.
gotcha.
Or if you're here for multiple, for like 3 or 5 days, well, maybe you can focus on 2 regions of Sonoma County, but you can't, see the whole region in one visit. And that's what's great about the events I do, that you get to come and be a part of the different regions in Sonoma County. So, like, Gay Wine Weekend takes place in the sort of the what we call the Russian River region and Healdsburg region of Sonoma Valley, which is a little bit north of the valley of Sonoma. But and so it's different typography, different soils, different wines that are produced in that region compared to other regions of the county. So it really is, what I try and do is really let people know of, like, what are your interests, and then I can help you out from there of where to go. But one thing you're going to see all around you is rolling hills and vineyards wherever
Right.
you go. I mean, truly is a stunning setting, whether you're hiking somewhere, whether you're biking somewhere or driving in a car. most of the time you're just going to be driving around rolling hills and vineyards all around you,
That's
and
great.
that's just a simply stunning,
Yeah,
stunning setting.
paradise. We should ask Gary if he can say that word that you were trying to say on the intro. What was it?
Terroir.
Ter-
You got it.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, all right.
I know it's not an easy word to say. I'm
French,
with
right?
you.
So I'm
You
like,
did, you did it.
I have to mention it all the time on my tours here, but I'm like, I
Oh my
don't know
God.
what I'm saying. On the note of that and wine, though, what's your go-to wine at the moment? What do you really enjoy?
Ooh, my go-to wine. I have a lot of go-to wines because
Good answer.
I have so much available to me,
Right.
but I have to say, La Crema, being my premier gay wine weekend sponsor, I have to
Oh,
say is a really is it, the thing is about La Crema is it's a great intro wine. I'm going to say intro wine, but it's a great, house wine. It's affordable. It really is. The wines are really approachable, and they have a large variety of wines.
Okay.
So, I mean, I really recommend La Crema is a great wine. I love wineries that also give back to our community that work with me. That means a lot. And I have a lot of the wineries that work with me. What I love about they're really authentic and wanting to be a part of out in the vineyard, and especially Gay Wine Weekend. McCrusty Winery is just, right up there, who supports our community, gives back to our community, and it wants to always be a part of Gay Wine Weekend. So I love being able to support, McCrusty Winery. But, there's so many others. But those are two that come right to the top of my head.
Okay, great, got it.
Mhm.
And so tell our listeners, where can we find more details about your event? How do they book?
Yeah, and I don't think we threw out the dates
Yeah,
either.
remind us
So
of the dates.
Yes, July 18th through the 20th.
Okay.
It's always the 3rd weekend in July every year, and as I said earlier, this is literally I can't even believe it, this year's the 14th annual Gay Wine
Amazing.
Weekend.
yeah, well
Congratulations.
done.
Yeah, crazy, right? But really easy, you can find it at 2 pla you can go just gaywineweekend.com or, of course, outinthevineyard.com.
Okay,
Easy,
perfect. And we will
really
definitely
easy as possible.
include those links in the show
We'll put
notes of the
both of them.
podcast so you can easily click it.
Exactly.
Oh, thank you. Thank you,
Gary, is
thank
there
you.
any question you wish we had asked you or something else that you'd like to share before we wrap up?
Oh, well, I think
Oh,
maybe just, like who's coming to Gay Wine Weekend. Well, I tell you, you will meet people from all around the country. And not only that, I've had last year people from Turkey, we've had people from England, we've had people from Australia, Canada. So people really come from all over the world, not just
Got it.
Sonoma, San Francisco or the Bay Area, but people come from all over the country. And what I love is really people all the time. It's always I'll hear people say like, "Oh my god, I haven't seen this person. We used to work together 20 years ago, or we went to high school together and they're here tonight." That's a great thing. So you just always get to, meet new people, but it's always also about everyone's meeting friends that they haven't seen in a long time.
we always say it is a small gay world, so
It
especially
is.
when you're traveling.
Yeah, definitely.
Like you'll
It is.
always find someone you know or that you've met along the way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I don't doubt that.
absolutely.
Okay, well, speaking of traveling, this is a travel podcast, so we always like to close out our episodes asking
Yeah.
you personally, where are you traveling to next?
Ooh, where am I traveling to next? You know what? I haven't planned out this year yet. I just got back though from Croatia,
Oh,
Oh,
which
amazing.
fantastic.
I
That counts. That
love. I
counts. Yeah.
love.
Where
A
did you
few
last travel to is a fine answer as
Yes.
well,
How
especially when it's Croatia. Oh,
how
I
did
love
you enjoy
Croatia.
it?
Yeah, absolutely loved it. And we just rented a catamaran. My partner and another friend,
Oh,
they know how to, they got their license. So we just did it on our own. And it
Yeah.
was beautiful. Loved it. It was absolutely
that
fabulous.
The
I
that
haven't
Croatian
planned out
islands.
2025 yet.
Yeah, the Croatian islands are some of our favorites. We've done catamarans there as well, and it's fantastic to go
yeah,
on
that's
a
one of my
giant.
favorite travel vacation types of things to do. So, yeah, good for you. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would totally go back again.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, you'll have to come to Spain. Have you ever been to Spain?
I have. It's been a few years. 2018.
Okay,
Yes,
that's
last
yeah, not
time I was in
long ago.
Spain. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, need to go back. Need to go back because I didn't, it was on a cruise. I did an out in the vineyard cruise and took people, and but when you cruise, you get to only see get off the ship for a few hours, get
Yeah.
back on. But you know, once that was Barcelona, and absolutely loved it, and I'm longing to go back.
Gary, I think you just reminded me that you've done an out in the vineyard cruise on Virgin Voyages before, right?
Yes, yeah.
So for a few years, we've been hosting groups on Virgin Voyages, and I just remembered now that you and your event was the motivation for us to start hosting group trips on Virgin Voyages because I saw, well, if Gary's doing it with this gay group, maybe they're the right
Oh, I
company
didn't know
for
we
us.
copied Gary.
Yeah, so we copied you. So thank you for that. I totally forgot.
Flattery, I love it. Yeah, Virgin Voyage, it was great. We loved
Yeah.
it. Everybody who came loved it.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you're doing it.
Yeah,
That's
we'll
fun.
be going on the cruise next Thursday with them. We're flying to
Yeah.
Miami and doing a group trip there. Yeah, we love them.
Oh,
They've been
yeah.
great.
Fantastic.
Not a
That's-
sponsor of this episode.
Not a
though.
sponsor. And unfortunately, all the cabins are booked, so you can't join us. But you can join us on our June or September cruise.
Okay, well, I get your newsletters. I'll pop. But I expect you. I want you. You guys need to come out to Gay Wine Weekend.
We really
Oh my
do.
gosh, yes.
Yeah.
I
Sounds
would
fabulous.
love to. It's definitely something we would enjoy.
Bucket list.
Well, I would
Yes.
love it. I would love it to
We'll
meet
see
you
if we
in
can
person.
get there. Well, thank you so much for joining. It's been a pleasure. You're a lot of fun. I hope we get to meet in
Yeah.
person soon.
Yeah.
I hope so. Yes, we're all fun. Let's have fun together.
It's been a pleasure. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. And we wish you all the best
Yeah,
of
good
luck
luck.
for the event this year. And I hope you have an amazing turnout.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Gary.
Bye-bye.
Wow.
All right. Yeah, we really do need to go to that event, don't we?
I mean, absolutely. That would be like travel and wine. I mean,
Yeah.
that's right up our alley.
Yeah. And then maybe
so-
I can like finally just not be a person who just drinks a lot and maybe actually learn something
It's the third
from it.
weekend of July every year, and that's actually when we're pretty slow because it's so hot here in Madrid, and we're always just escaping. So getting up to like
Oh
Northern
yeah, and the
California,
weather like in Northern
pop
California.
over
during
to
that time
Arizona
would-
to see the family.
would be
So
amazing.
that
Ooh,
sounds like absolutely something we would enjoy.
Yeah, yeah.
We're in wine country here in Spain, and why not have wine country there in Sonoma?
Definitely.
Absolutely love it. So, well, thank you everyone for tuning in and listening and or watching. Check out outinthevineyard.com if you are interested in any of their events. There's Gay Wine Weekend, but also 3 or 4 other events throughout the year, so you can check them out online.
Definitely. So if you guys like the show, please subscribe to it on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, or wherever you happen to listen. And please, if you really enjoy the show, we'd love a 5-star review on any of the platforms. That really helps us get more reach. And if you happen to be watching on social media, any of the platforms, feel free to leave us a comment or share the episode with your friends. As always, you can follow us on social media. We're always Two Bad Tourists. And lastly, please feel free to leave us a comment about what you want to hear more of or what you might want us to do an episode on. And David, do we have a sneak peek on our next episode?
Stay tuned for our next episode. We will be talking about that thing that you know about more than I do. moving to Spain. We're going to be
Yes.
talking to somebody from Expat Taxes. They help us do our taxes here in Spain. And so we're going to talk to somebody from the company, and we're going to talk about just kind of...
David did a terrible job of introducing that
You
episode.
set
We're
this
gonna
one up.
we're gonna be talking about like what it took to move to Spain, like being expats, like how and actually also buying property because I
This is what I wanted
actually
to-
just bought an apartment
Yeah.
in the south of Spain.
It's going to be a
And
good
then-
episode for sure.
And then as an expat, I mean, everyone has to pay taxes, but when you are from one country and live in another one, taxes are crazy. So we'll be speaking with someone about that too. So
Thank you for saving the day on
lovely,
that.
David. You did a fabulous job.
Well, stay tuned for that. Thank you
All right.
for listening and or watching.
All right, guys, until next episode, we'll speak